once the opportunity arose for him to close the show, he did it in emphatic style.
Whatever he hits falls.
AHMED, IFL MTK Global. Event as always, we see Dean Whyte.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How's the podcast going?
It's going really well, you know. Just got to be consistent, keep that consistency, get good content, try and get good people on, you know.
How did that come about with you and Heavy D?
I think I was introduced to him by, Pep Talk.
Yeah, Shaz and Frankie.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So he introduced it. Said it'd be a different contrast to the normal. He's in like white collar boxing, bit of football side, and I'm in the boxing side. And just kind of have a general chit chat and bring it together and see how it goes, you know.
Yeah, you mentioned Heavy D had a white collar fight.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of controversy around the fight that's just been announced. They're going to be under professional rules with KSI and Logan Paul. I must admit, I didn't watch the first fight.
No, did I?
Yeah, I don't really know much about them. It seems like the younger generation,
Yeah,
I say younger,
yeah.
I'm 21, but I mean like your
yeah.
15, 16-year-olds are really like gripped by every video they do. So they want a massive audience. What's your take on that fight?
Do you know what? Those guys have worked very hard to get that traction, you know, to get that following, because I heard they've got millions and millions of viewers, subscribers and so on. So, you know, if you can garner that kind of interest, and, you know, they've started to talk smack, they got the first fight on, and now they've got someone like Matchroom and DAZN, you know, seeing the money and following that bread and saying, listen, let's make it professional, we'll do it, we'll get involved. It's a kudos to them, you know what I mean? I don't know much about them. I don't follow them. I don't know what they do. I just know they're guys who are YouTubers, and they done a hell of a lot of pay-per-view numbers on the last show they did, and
Was
it
it
was
over
sold
$1 million
out.
apparently?
That's what I'm hearing.
That's crazy,
and I think
man.
was it £5 subscription or £7 subscription? So, you know, listen, you got to follow the money. If you can garner that kind of attention, you've got that kind of fan base. So they fought in the UK. Now they're bringing it to LA. I'm assuming that's where Logan's from, is it possibly?
I have no idea.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's why they're bringing it to America. And, you know, kudos to them. But like I was saying in my podcast, all I look at is we've got very talented boxers here who don't get the opportunity. But yet again, it's because the traction. You know, it's about if you can garner traction, garner media attention, you know, I guess if you work hard enough, you'll get there. So we still got to give them the credit. But I still think of the fellow mankind, the other boxers who are struggling to come up, who have the talent. And those guys probably couldn't go in the ring with those kind of professional fighters who are really good, who ain't getting the acknowledgement that they deserve. But like I said, this is show business and the money business and the entertainment business, so we got to give them credit. They'll go in there, no head guards, professional rules, and maybe I'll tune in this time, you know, because it's on a professional platform, you know, somewhat. But who knows? I definitely won't be waiting up for it. I'll probably have to watch it the next day.
I'll definitely be watching it whether it's on the night or the day after, because obviously it's rumoured that Billy Joe's going to be on that card.
Yeah.
So we know the undercard's going to be very good.
Yeah.
But in terms of DAZN's obviously a subscription service.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how many sort of subs that are
a
going to come in for that compared to like
No.
Canelo fights.
No, listen, it's a clever move what they've done, because what they've gone and done is they're going to get those guys, followers, to subscribe to watch their guys fight. So if they've got over 1 million plus subscribers on each of their platforms, those subscribers are going to have to subscribe to DAZN. Bingo, the money, and they're getting subscribers. It's a brilliant move from them if it can work out how they want it to work out.
Yeah, that's the point though. Do you think the people coming in from KSI and Logan Paul, their subscribers, are going to stay in boxing? We don't really know.
No, that's what we don't know. But what it is we'll have to see. But I guess if what it is like they're going to subscribe. Who knows if they're going to hang around? But once they subscribe, they might just say, "Well, it's only $10,
or even a tenth. If a tenth of the people stay,
yeah, then it's still good business." But I believe, you know, you can never tell. But I mean, you know, sometimes you subscribe to stuff and pay for stuff, and if it's only $10, you don't really notice it coming out of your account. So some, you know, might forget and they might just literally stay. But some might just subscribe for that particular fight and just say, "Hey, this is not my thing. I'm not hanging around." But only time was, so like you said, only if a third or whatever, if more, a fifth or whatever stay, it's good business for these guys. And if they continue to do that, that's how they can garner the traction for themselves. And that's good business.
Dean, we are here for a press conference with Ruiz and Joshua. You're going to be going to Saudi?
Potentially. I'd like to go. I'm just still figuring out some little things, and I'm always working.
I do want to ask you about a couple of Joshua's comments. Firstly, he said that it was a lucky punch from the gods, and that's why Ruiz. What did you make of that comment from Joshua?
It's quite funny, because I watched Ruiz saying, yes, it was a punch from the gods. God made me punch, and I prayed for that punch to land. So that's quite funny when he was saying that. But I get it, because he's trying, and maybe he's saying, sometimes fighters are in control. I believe he was a little bit in control of the fight up until then. I'm trying to go back in my memory. I believe he was in control of the fight. He was using his jab.
Dropped Ruiz.
He dropped him, so he was in control. He was doing good things. He was winning. So I think that fight is the deciding factor that changed the course of the fight, basically, because he couldn't recover after that fight, and he was on
to the top of the head.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's just one of those ones, you know what I mean? And I think it's he picked that shot. I wouldn't say it was so much luck. So, but I understand his idea of it. But listen, hopefully in a rematch he can stick to his game plan, not exchange too much, not get too excited and run away with whatever he's doing, and keep it tight and get the winning, be 2 times world champion and bring the belts back to the UK.
Absolutely, I'm sure your brother will be wanting that as well.
Of course, listen, the whole of the UK should be behind him. He's a UK fighter. I've got time for him. He's very respectful anytime I see him, and we get on.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. It's cool. We get on. You know what I mean? Listen, we're all from the same background, and you've only got to give credit to someone who's come along and achieved what he's achieved in his career. Same like my bro. All of these boys that come out from where we're from, the background, from impoverished backgrounds, going in a road of crime. Listen, coming to where they're the pinnacle of the sport and doing the stuff he's done, you only got to take your hats off to him and what he's done. You know what I mean? And the same for my bro and the rest of the boxers that are coming up. So for me, I like what he's doing, and I want my bro to get on with him, Tyson Fury, and the UK to continue to have this brilliant, passionate events. What we do have, it's a good night out for people and their families, bring their kids and loved ones, and just have an amazing night. You know what I'm saying?
I think KD's in the house.
So, all good?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
our heavyweights with Tyson doing the ESPN deal. He's out in America. Dylan's been through his own troubles recently, and he's obviously had his troubles with it last week. But we do kind of forget that we've got 3 world-class to elite heavyweights from Britain.
And they do, and I think we should get behind all of them. And most of these guys have come from the same environment. I'm talking impoverished, and come along and had to learn on the way, mature on the way, and so on. You know what I mean? So everyone needs to get behind these guys and show their support. And especially, I think Joshua needs this now more than ever, because he needs to show, because the fans need to show that they're behind him after being lost and the negative comments was happening, and just maybe give him a bit more of an uplift. You know what I mean? It's quite important.
Just want to see, how is your brother? Have you spoken to him recently?
He's good. I speak to him all the time. I haven't spoken to him today, mind you, but I speak to him all the time. I'm sure.
Is he training, or what's he up to?
Do you know what? He trains. We try and get him out. We try and get him out of the mood. So listen, he's a fighting guy. He's a fighting man. All he wants is fight. And obviously, because he can't talk about stuff, there's a lot of mental battles he's got to deal with and demons. So it's hard, because all he wants to do is fight. So he won the interim world title and so on, and now there's all of this stuff that's come along. But listen, he'll be vindicated, I'm sure, shortly, and everyone will hear from him soon, and hopefully he'll be out again doing what he loves best, and he can just get back in his stride.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been a frustrating period, but we'll have news soon.
Yeah.
And it will all be clear. All right, Dean Whyte, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks very much, man.
And all the best for the podcast, yeah?
Shaq and Peters.
When's he out?
September 14th.
Oh, okay, you're
Please
cool.
come and check Frank Warren Show live BT for the English light heavyweight title. That's next weekend. Are you guys going to be down there?
I'm in Vegas for Fury.
Yeah.
I think someone will go from my IFL though. So.
Okay, wonderful.
So, yeah.
Well, check it out.
Nice one, Dean.
Yeah, bless you.
Once the opportunity arose for him to close the show, and he did it in emphatic style.
Whatever he hits falls.